Hey everybody, welcome to your full moon in Scorpio lunar eclipse astrology and tarot card reading with me, Stella Wilde. We're gonna dig into this big karmic energy and break it down sign by sign, so stay tuned. So the full moon lunar eclipse is in Scorpio. It's technically on the 16th. It is a little after midnight Eastern time. So of course, adjust for your time zone. And as we know with full moons, we're gonna start feeling them several days ahead of time. I noticed last night, I'm filming this May 14th, but the night before, oh my gosh, like I did not sleep at all. And then I remembered it was the Scorpio full moon lunar eclipse. I said, that is why. So if you've been feeling a little restless, if you've been waking up in the middle of the night, if you've been having interesting dreams, that is why. Of course, Scorpio is a very karmic sign, right? It's ruled by Pluto. Pluto rules the 8th house, which is a lot about personal transformation and a lot about karmic endings and beginnings, which I think is a hallmark of this particular eclipse. We have Pluto at 28 Capricorn, which is in sextile to the full moon. So it's giving us this energy of release, purging, and also regeneration. Let's not forget about that. I know that, we often think of Pluto as the bulldozer of doom. We often think of lunar eclipses as endings, which yes, they are. They are release points. But you can also look at a release point similar to when a seed is planted in the ground, and everything underground is very much Plutonian. When a seed is planted in the ground and it first bursts its shell and sends up its first shoots of, little tendrils of greenery, or its first little root into the ground, okay? So the point of this is, it's not just an ending. It is an ending. It is a karmic ending. There is a chapter ending, but there is a rebirth here. There is a regeneration that is taking place because of the ending. Okay, so there's, endings and beginnings. It's just a natural cycle in life. It's nothing. I mean, this is life, right? So it's nothing to be, afraid of. So we're going to look at the tarot card reading through the lens of, what maybe you've been wrapping up karmically, or what may still need to be wrapped up, so that we can see the regeneration start in this same area of your chart, okay? So watch for your rising sign first, because I am going to break this out by houses. And then, of course, you can watch for your sun sign. And it is helpful to remember that eclipses often can show their effects over a several-month period. Sometimes, yes, we see it right at the eclipse, a few days before or after the eclipse. We may see it a month before, we may see it a week before. You can see it several months afterwards as well. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about time frames and, see what occurs in your particular situation. So there will be a new moon solar eclipse October 25th, 2022 at, I believe it's 1 degree Scorpio. So we will, of course, have opportunities to plant new seeds going forward, and especially around that time as well. So really apply the energies to your life, see what you may still need to do in terms of clearing the decks and wrapping up situations so that the new can be born. All right, let's get into your reading. So Aries, this full moon lunar eclipse is happening in Scorpio's house, your 8th house. So this is a very significant karmic turning point for you, because it's the 8th house. So you have the potential here to be released from a very deep karmic tie, karmic bond. And I don't mean just with a person. It can also be with some sort of financial obligation. Sure, it could be with some sort of intimate connection. It could be with some sort of financial obligation, related to other people's money. There could be some sort of karmic chapter you are wrapping up in terms of your personal transformation, physical, mental, emotional, financial, all of that type of thing. So this is very, very significant energy because, like I said, it's happening in Scorpio's house. So you really want to look at where you may still need to make some changes to release from your life anything that really is toxic and is no longer needed for your journey going forward. You have been through a major transformation in your life. We know this. We've discussed this on the channel. So it is really time to tie up the loose ends and release that last bit of karmic baggage that is not going to help you rise like a phoenix. That's very Scorpio. Rise like a phoenix and transcend to the next level of your life. So this is the key. Okay, this is the key in using this energy. All right, Aries, let's see what the tarot has to say about your new chapter that you are beginning, you know, because you are wrapping up a major karmic cycle with the South Node in your 8th house. So it is time to do the next level of your life. And what do you need to know about that? You have to clear the decks of anything that does not serve you. The new you, really, that is the thing. So we have the Two of Wands, and we have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Six of freaking Wands, as I like to call it. Okay, look at the wands showing up, which of course is your energy. And let's not forget, Jupiter is in your sign, so he's giving you that added zest and oomph. Okay, so we have two slow cards, right? We have the Two of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, but that's okay. And then we have a card of victory and success and really moving forward on your terms, which is what I like about this energy that's coming out here. There is no rush here with this next level. I think most of you are probably already on the cusp of change. Like you already have probably made some significant decisions and changes with this Two of Wands. And so you're standing at this fork in the road. Figuring out the fork in the road, which direction you're going to go, is going to take a little time. I'm going to just say it because eclipses have, you know, at least 6 months to a year influence, especially this big eclipse. It might not be until about Virgo season with the Knight of Pentacles here until you really see exactly which direction you want to head in. And that's okay. Whatever, I mean, it could be sooner, sure. I mean, again, it's a general reading, but take your time. I know, right? Telling an Aries to take their time, but take your time and make sure you feel really solid about which fork in the road you are going to take with this Knight of Pentacles. All right. And also really base it on this up-leveled value that you have for yourself, because the Reed Pentacles is self-esteem. So you have had a major transformation. Here's the butterfly, Knight of Pentacles, in your self-worth. And so base this choice on the new you and the new self-worth you have. And that is how you will go forward in victory and triumph with the Six of Wands. But, you know, as I said, it could take till Virgo season. It might take just until the end of Taurus season. That's possible here. But don't rush. And make sure that you're stepping up and stepping out in this new chapters. And in terms of being more visible, Six of Wands, really letting people see your leadership capacity, your communications skills, your joie de vivre. That's the other thing. Your just ability to take charge, make people laugh, make people feel inspired, you know, engender all those exciting feelings in people, because Aries are very good at that. So choose a path that's going to raise your vibration, raise your level of engagement with other people, and make you feel, you know, really proud of yourself. You're going to be carrying yourself in a whole new way as well, Aries. Like just the way you're strutting around, and people are going to really be responding to that energy. But this is the key. Don't rush this. And most of all, really check in with yourself and make sure that you're choosing the path that is new and takes you to the next level. So again, the thing to look at with this eclipse is to make sure you're releasing any ways that you have maybe been habitually making decisions, reacting, and basing things in old scripts, old stories you told yourself, like all of that type of thing. You are coming into a new chapter of self-esteem, of pride, of leadership, of, you know, really people knowing who you are. And it's important, of course, that you also know yourself. and know the new you and make decisions based in the new Aries. So this is very, very good, very exciting energies. Now, some of you, if you've already been doing this, you're in the process, it could be in about 6 weeks. So it might be, let's see, I'm filming this May 14th. It might be by the time we get to the summer solstice that you're in this position, the Six of Wands. So just apply the time frames to your life. So Taurus, this full moon lunar eclipse is of course happening in your 7th house of relationships, both business and personal. So, you know, there could be some sort of major karmic chapter ending with a significant relationship in your life. Now, this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be, like I said, business or personal. Or it could also be that you finally need to release the attachment to an old relationship. Maybe the relationship is already over and has been for a while, but perhaps, you know, the feelings have been lingering, something like that. So it's really important for you, if that's the case, to clear the decks emotionally and use the energy of the eclipse to do so, so that the person is really out of your system, so that you can take advantage of the new moon solar eclipse in October, which can bring some fresh, exciting energy to your 7th house of relationships. Now, sometimes it has been said that if something ends at an eclipse, it's likely ended for good. That's possible. It's a general statement. It can be, but it could be that just that chapter has ended with that particular person. Maybe the person comes back later, but the chapter is going to be different with them. So, you know, you got to apply the energies to your life. So as an example, you could end a friendship with somebody, but then it's going to morph into a romance. That's possible. Or it could be you end a romance and then maybe, you know, another year, 2 years, whatever down the line, maybe the person comes back and you can have a friendship with them. So it just really depends. But this is, of course, your 7th house of other people. So there can be some major, you know, karmic finishing up of a connection in your life. When the karma is done, the relationship is over. So let's see what we need to know. Taurus. Ace of Swords, baby. Wow. That's pretty clear. And the Page of Cups. And the Queen of Cups. Okay. So this is where our eclipse is taking place in Scorpio. So I think what this is saying, you know, the Ace of Swords works 2 ways. The Ace of Swords, yes, can be raised in victory. You know, we were successful. We vanquished whatever we were vanquishing. But it can also be we use our sword to cut away something. So you can have the clarity of mind and emotions here to cut something away from your life. Maybe you're the one who makes the decision that you don't want to be in that relationship anymore. Or you make the decision at this lunar eclipse that you're actually going to get back out there in the dating world. You got a Page of Cups here, which is about, you know, romance and flirting and things like that. So it is possible that if you have been kind of karmically suffering over a relationship that went south, that you make up your mind at this eclipse that that's got to be done and you're ready to get back out there. So that's very possible as well. Now, I also feel that if that's the case and you're really ready, like you absolutely do this and you know, you're like, I'm making up my mind, I'm going to get back out there, leave the past behind. You could be calling in a new relationship very quickly by Cancer season. It's very possible with this energy here. So, you know, it really is about using your power of clarity of mind and making a decision. Ace of Swords, of course, aces for me are about the self. So this, I think this is really, the ball is in your court, actually, Taurus. I don't think it's so much somebody breaking up with you. I think it's you making a decision that this is how it's going to go. So, and I do feel with the Page of Cups here in the middle, there is energy here where it could be salvaged later on as perhaps some sort of friendship. It's possible. But I also feel that when you clear the space, something else is going to pop in surprisingly fast. Because let's not forget, the Page of Cups has a little surprise twist energy to it. And it's going to be something that's much more emotionally compatible for you as well. But I do think with the Queen of Cups showing up here, there could be some tender emotions that come out at this eclipse. There could be memories, again, that resurface of a certain relationship and person. It's to bring the clarity and to show you, perhaps, you know, why am I holding on to this? Let me let this go with love. And so I can get back out there and call in, you know, something more aligned for me. So, I also feel, you know, the 7th house is also a house of enemies. And I like the Ace of Swords in this context. I think an enemy could be surprisingly removed from your life. That is very possible. Now, I'm not saying that they're, you know, I don't think some harm is going to come to them or anything like that. I just feel the universe takes care of it and frees you in a surprising way. Like you've been wanting, maybe this person's been a real thorn in your side for a while. The universe, like if you set a very clear intention with this Ace of Swords and say, universe, I'm so happy and grateful now that you have removed, you know, this person, thorn in my side, from affecting me. You know, that could manifest for you surprisingly fast. That's very possible if you have that situation going on in your life. We don't wish harm on anybody. We do not do that. But we can wish to be freed of having that association and that energy. So that's perfectly fine. So if you're going through that, the universe could really, poof, you know, lunar eclipse, poof, get that person out of there. So set that intention if that's what you would like to manifest. So Gemini, the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 6th house of work and well-being. So there could be a major karmic chapter ending with some sort of workplace situation, with a job. There could be a major revelation, because of course it's full moon, revelation of some sort of health situation that helps you move on from it, you know, figure out what to do about it, right? Because full moons bring information to light. So you can maybe have some sort of healing or find the information for a healing so you can turn a new chapter in your life if something's been going on for you in health matters. So that's possible. It is possible too that there could be something going on maybe with information about a female health matter. Now this could be a female family member. It could be you, of course, if you're a female watching this. But it also could be female related health matters like fertility, gynecological things, because Scorpio rules the sex organs. So it can be even something related to that. There could be a major karmic ending and new chapter beginning. Maybe you find, as an example, maybe you find some sort of new treatment for fertility that, you know, can help you conceive that you didn't know about before. So it can be things like that. You have to apply the energies, of course, to your life. In terms of work, there could be a release from some sort of very toxic situation at work. You know, a coworker who's a pain in the backside, or you know, a boss who's just all the time. You know, something like that. There could be the completion of a work project. That is possible. So that you're finally freed to start a new chapter with your career. There could be something where maybe you were studying for something and now you're wrapping that up and you can go and apply for jobs in a new area. So it can be things of that nature. All right, Gemini, let's see what we need to know for you with the tarot. We have Temperance, beautiful. We have the Sagittarian energy. And we have the King of Swords, which of course is your energy. And we have the Six of Swords, which is also your energy. So, wow. We have 2 cards of change here, the Six of Swords and also the Temperance. And you're in the middle of all of this with the King of Swords energy. So I think you are wrapping up finally some sort of situation of work or well-being that you have been patiently, Temperance, I mean patiently, like the patience of a saint. You have been patiently hanging in there, doing the work, doing whatever you need to do to just survive it or whatever the situation might be. You have had angelic protection. That's the thing with the Temperance showing up here. You have had the hand of fate kind of steering you in the background. and helping you have the patience to withstand whatever has been going on. But here's the thing, you're in the middle of all of this. This is your decision, Six of Swords, how you're going to roll out and move past whatever this situation has been. So, you know, the decision is up to you. The change is here. That's the thing, the change that you have wanted in this work or well-being. So it's up to you. How do you steer that ship going forward? Six of Swords, with the information that will come to light. So, you know, it's depending on what's going on and what comes to light. Even if, you know, some sort of workplace situation comes to an end, it's always about us and making the decision of how, you know, we're going to move on, you know, from that. And this could be very much that you finally get the news that the job that you have been applying for, maybe you finally get it. And you're able to move on past any sort of troubles of the current toxic work environment and get the heck out of there. Or if you get news at your job that it's like, no, we're not giving you a raise, and no, you didn't get the promotion, then you know how to respond. You can be like, all right, well, then I'm going to start sending out my resumes, and within 6 weeks to 6 months, I'm out of here. All right, so you see my point. You're in charge of how this all rolls out because of your energy showing up here. But what I love about this is it looks very favorable for you to be freed from something you've been wanting to be freed from for a while, and you're going to be able to move on from it in a way that suits you, because this is your energy too. So I like this here for you, Gemini. It's don't settle for something that isn't suitable for you and how you've wanted this change to happen, right? Because, and I'm emphasizing that because you're showing up here twice, your energy. Now the Temperance rules your 7th house of relationships. So there could also be some input maybe from a significant other about this work and well-being situation. It's possible, since Temperance is showing up, maybe it's connected to their situation. Maybe this is not your situation, but it's actually their situation of work and well-being and something going on for them. That because, and I'm just saying that because of the 7th house showing up here with the Temperance. So they could be making, you may be helping them make a supportive decision to move on from a workplace situation, you know, something like that. Or they're finally healing something and it's going to strengthen your relationship because they finally have, you know, moved on from something stressful or debilitating or whatever. So, I mean, that's just another way to interpret this particular tarot energy. But in terms of where the eclipse is falling in your chart, if you have Gemini rising, it is falling in your 6th house of work and well-being. So just, as I always say, apply the energies to your life. So Cancer, the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio is happening in your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, the house of the entrepreneur, and also the house of children. So there could be the completion of some sort of creative project, you know, a cycle you're wrapping up with your creativity. There could be the end of one phase of a romance in order for it to go to another phase. So there could be the deepening of a romance. There could be, of course, it's possible there could be the ending of a romance. I mean, that's possible because, of course, full moon bring endings. Full moon eclipses can bring endings, but it's going to depend on your personal situation. There could be a situation that's coming to a conclusion with one of your children. Maybe they're passing exams or going off to college. They've just gotten accepted to the college of their choice, or they've gotten accepted into some sort of vocational program, I mean, whatever it might be. So there could be something with that. So again, it's like that empty nest, like the nest is going to be changing in some way, you know, that type of thing. But it really could also be that you're wrapping up a major creative cycle in your life. And I don't mean just with projects. I just mean with your own creative energy, especially if you've been feeling a little maybe uninspired, or that things haven't really been coming together or aligned for you in some way. I feel like this is a real opportunity to clear the decks of anything that doesn't fit the bigger picture perspective of what you want your creative energy to be invested in, and use the energies to plant some new seeds for growth that really speaks to who you have been becoming. because this is major. Like I said, this eclipse is major karmic ending for everybody. So whatever you've been going through over the last 6 months to a year, you know, your energy has shifted, your energy has changed. So don't hang on to things that are, you know, holding back your creative flow, your creative energy, you know, because you're a different person. There are different things now that you want to invest your life force energy into. So don't let the old be a block. All right, so let's see what we need to know about this energy for you. And that goes with romances too. I mean, everything I just said. All right, what do we got? We have the 10 of Pentacles. And we have the World. Wow, we have the Scorpio energy showing up here. Oh, wow, and we have an Ace of Pentacles. So interesting, the Ace is coming after the 10. So as I said, you are wrapping up some sort of major, I'm just going to call this life force energy chapter, because again, the 5th house, creativity. I'm just going to, you know, use it in that way. So you have wrapped up a major life force chapter, and we have the World next to it. It's come to a successful conclusion. You are meant to plant a new seed now. Ace of Pentacles. You're meant to start a brand new cycle, one that maybe challenges you a little bit, but also that speaks to the changes that you have been through. Because again, this is a cycle that's wrapped up. You wrapped it up successfully. You found it valuable, 10 of Pentacles. You learned a lot, maybe even earned some money doing it. Who knows with the 10 of Pentacles here. But now the world is turning. It is the dawn of a new day, and it is time to put all that hard-won knowledge and information into something brand new that can grow deep roots with the Ace of Pentacles here. Aces for me are about the self. You are feeling good. You are feeling empowered. You are Cancer 2.0. This is a brand new you here with this Ace. And, you know, don't be afraid to wrap up this chapter, whatever this is for you. Your life force energy awaits some sort of beautiful, creative, new project, seed, experiment, whatever it might be. So all the butterflies here speak to the transformation that you have been through. So again, choose the seed that is based in that. It's a brand new seed, because you are different and you are changed. Don't be pulling out the seed packets from like 2008. Okay, no. Okay, this is brand new Cancer, and you're starting a whole new creative cycle. So let's see where this leads you. Let's see where this leads you, especially by the time we get to the new moon solar eclipse, October 25th in Scorpio. That will be a good time to assess what's going on with this new seed, this new life force energy that you are generating in your world. So Leo, wow, you have the full moon total lunar eclipse in Scorpio happening in your 4th house of home, family, roots, what nourishes you and what feeds you. So there can be a major chapter ending with where you live, how you live, who you live with. There could be a major energetic shift in terms of something to do with your mother or the female side of your family. Now, this could have already happened, and maybe you're kind of picking up the pieces from that. I mean, that's possible. So you could be, wrapping up a karmic chapter conclusion with, as I said, something to do with your mother, female family members, some sort of emotional attachment as well to maybe a childhood home, some sort of, just some sort of home situation that you could even be like letting go of a lot of stuff you've accumulated that just doesn't fit you anymore, fit your personal style, fit your personality. There could be stuff left over from, even if you inherited things like your mother's possessions, like things like that, and you're just ready to, like you don't need those in your life anymore. So it could be things like that you're, closing out a chapter with, something like that. You could, of course, be looking to move, buying, selling, etc. So we know full moons bring situations to light. So there could be some big spotlight on, do we get the house? Do we sell the house? Did they accept our offer? Or am I finally selling my home now? Like, it could be even things going on like that for you also. All right, Leo, let's see what we got going on for you in this 4th house lunar eclipse. What is going on, Leo? Well, here's your energy. King of Wands and the 4 of Swords. Ooh, and a King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. So you are definitely taking some sort of time out to really reconsider your options, is what I am feeling. Now, it's interesting the King of Pentacles is showing up here, because if we look at it as Virgo, that's your 2nd house of money. If we look at it as Capricorn, that is your 6th house of work and well-being. And if we look at it as Taurus, that's your 10th house of career. So I think also whatever's going on in regards to your emotional situation with your home, it may be influenced by money concerns, 2nd house, and values. So your values may be shifting and changing of what you think is important in regards to where you're living, how you're living, who you're living with. There could be some sort of also important situation regarding work and career that may necessitate you making some sort of decision about where you're living. That is very possible with these energies. You also could, of course, be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, obviously, with the King of Pentacles here. But I'm just feeling like with both of these kings flanking this 4 of Swords, which is about a timeout, especially a mental timeout, there is a big decision looming for you on the direction you go in terms of career and what you value. And you may, in fact, be put in some sort of position where you may decide, this place is not right for me anymore. For many of us, the workplace ends up being a second home. So you can even look at it, through that lens if you would like. So it could be, I want to sell my home because there's going to be a career opportunity for me that's better in that city. Or, I want to work from home now. So that's a big change, right? It could be a change that is affecting your home life. I'm going to work from home now. I'm just too tired, 4 of Swords, of dragging myself to the workplace every day. I have too long a commute, whatever, right? It can be something like that. I feel like take your time. I think by the end of Taurus season, because this is coming up here, I think you're going to know. I think you just need to not make a snap decision based on what may be coming to light at this full moon. Sit with it. Feel into it, because this 4 of Swords, sleep on it, and make a decision that really empowers you and speaks to your values. But remember, this is a chapter ending scenario. So you may make the decision at this full moon or a few days after the eclipse that you are ready to let go of some sort of home situation and step into, someplace else that's going to be better for you, especially in terms of career, with 6th and 10th house showing up here in this tarot energy. And let's not forget, the North Node and Uranus are transiting in Taurus, your 10th house currently. So there are going to be new career doors opening for you, but it may require you changing the foundation of your life, that's 4th house, in order to pursue those opportunities. So that's what this is speaking to me. And also we have the 4 showing up here, and the eclipse is happening in your 4th house. So this is big. Take your time making the decision. So Virgo, Ariel showed up for you. This full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 3rd house of communications, writing, speaking, networking, teaching, and sales. This is also the house of daily habits and routines. This is the house of transportation. This is the house of siblings also. So there could be some sort of karmic wrap-up situation, maybe with the vehicle that you have been driving. There could be a karmic healing, a karmic ending, with some sort of a situation involving a brother or sister or somebody you consider a brother or sister. You could also be wrapping up some sort of major communications project, teaching project. But again, there is something here of finally we are finishing something so that we can begin again, begin anew, pour our energy into something better. So, keep that in mind. If you are involved in writing, speaking, teaching, networking, and sales, look at where it is time maybe to revise your methods, offer something new, change up what you have been doing, release the old and whatever speaks to previous ways that you knew how to communicate or knew how to teach or knew how to market your business. Look to the new, really. Let go of outmoded old ways of delivering messages, whether business or personal, and look at new ways you can forge deeper and perhaps more authentic. I'm not saying you're not authentic now, but even deeper, more authentic connections and messages to people who are important to you, whether they're in your personal life or in terms of clients, because Scorpio is the deep house, right? Is the deep house of intimacy. And you may find that you're going to have greater success by opening yourself up a bit more, by connecting with people, rather than connecting with 100 people superficially. Connecting maybe with 10 people on a much deeper level could bring more success to your life. And that could be a major change up in your situation. So it can even be something like that. But look at ways where you've reached a certain maybe level of success with the way you've been doing things in those areas. And it's time to end that chapter and look at ways you can deepen the way that you connect with other people. And that includes your siblings as well. All right, so let's see what the tarot has to say for you, Virgo, as Ariel decides to hang out here. All right, Virgo, what do you need to know about this third house? Let's find out. I already shuffled kind of in between. All right, let's see. Virgos. We have a Page of Cups. We have a Ten of Pentacles. And we have a Three of Cups. That is beautiful. All right, so it's interesting the Three of Cups is showing up here because we're talking about your third house. And your third house happens to be water, Scorpio. So, and we have a Ten of Pentacles in the middle. Ten of Pentacles can relate to, of course, finances, inheritances, real estate, long-term investments. It has also connotations with groups of people. So I feel like you could have some very surprising successes over the next 10 months with this Ten of Pentacles showing up here. By bringing more joy to your communications, Three of Cups and Page of Cups, joy and surprise. So in other words, and I don't want to be stereotypes with Virgos, right? Like I try not to pigeonhole it whole and stereotype signs, but I do try to give examples. So, and we know that one of your strengths, you're ruled by Mercury, you tend to be the overthinker of the zodiac. Okay, that's fine. And that's not, good or bad. It's just how you are. Okay. And that has served you well. What this energy is saying to me is instead of maybe overthinking your communications so much, you're still going to do it to a certain extent. That's just your nature. But see where there are ways and opportunities for you to release that natural tendency a little bit and perhaps bring in a bit more surprise, sizzle, lightness, and fun to your communications, to your connections with other people. That will bring you a lot more solid success with this Ten of Pentacles here. Okay, so where you can create more joy and ease and lighthearted flow and fun in your communications, whether you're a writer, a speaker, a teacher, a marketer, whatever you're doing, that is going to help bring you the clients you want, Ten of Pentacles. It's going to help bring you the funding you want for a project. It's going to help you connect with people who can help you, Ten of Pentacles, groups of people who can help your financial goals, especially in those third house areas. So I love this for you. I also think there could be a surprising, joyful occasion of manifesting a vehicle and financing for a vehicle, if that's something that you have been wanting to do with this particular energy. And I would say it would probably be in Cancer season is what I am feeling with this water energy showing up. Yeah, I don't feel, I mean, it could be Scorpio season also with the 10 here. So end of October, that's possible as well. But this is very, very beautiful energy. So close out a karmic chapter of perhaps overthinking and over worrying about messaging, and instead step more into your heart space and flow, and to forge those deep connections with other people. So Libras, this full moon lunar eclipse is happening, of course, in your second house of money and values. So you could be wrapping up a karmic chapter of ending some sort of work or association to do with money, values, work, etc., that no longer is aligned for you. So if your values have changed over the last couple of years, in particular, you don't want to do a certain career anymore, or you still love your career, but you want to do it for yourself. You want to work from home. You want to start your own business. So it could be, something like that, where you're ending some sort of karmic chapter of how you're earning your money, and you're going to be taking charge of it in a whole new way. So let's see what the tarot has to say about that. But there could be, I have to be honest with you, this is a general reading, but of course, full moon lunar eclipses can bring endings. So there could be the ending of some sort of funding source for you, some sort of money source. And, but again, the karmic chapter is ending so that something much better that is more aligned with your values can come in. So if you've been struggling about making a decision about whether to stay, whether to go, what to do, really think of it in terms of that, is what I'm doing right now really aligned for me? Am I resisting the inevitable? Do I really need to start planting some new seeds in a new direction for myself in how I earn my money? All right, Libras, let's see what the tarot has to say for you about that energy. Libras, what do they need to know? All right, we have a Two of Wands, fork in the road, and the Two of Pentacles. Wow. And the Page of Cups. So interesting. We are talking about your second house, right? And we get two number twos and a Page of Cups. And of course, this Pisces energy, but the water energy. So you are definitely in a situation where you're making a decision. This is the thing. The Two of Pentacles. You're weighing your options. You're standing at that fork in the road, and you know what? Take your time. I know sometimes Libras get a bad rap for they take forever to make a decision and they change their mind every 2 seconds. That's okay. That's part of your nature. You weigh and balance everything so that when you do make a decision, you don't go back on it. Like, you're firm. When you make that decision, you're like, I got this. So take the time you need to take to evaluate what is going to be the right course of action for you, because you're definitely at this fork in the road. Two of Wands. Now, it is possible that, I'm going to say, within 2 months, you're going to really probably make the decision. And I'm not saying that just because, it takes Libra a long time. No, I'm looking at it from the perspective that by Cancer season, with the Page of Cups showing up here, which is in 2 months, you will have weighed your options, really tuned into your values, tuned into what is the universe is, bringing on offer to you. And you'll make your way forward. You'll make your decision. Page of Cups. And you may surprise yourself, because there's always a little twist with the Page of Cups. You may surprise yourself with the direction you go in. The universe may surprise you with a path that it opens up for you. I would encourage you to really be alert to what the universe is opening up for you. The universe is very good at directing us by putting up blocks in certain ways. They don't want us to go down that road, go this road. So really be attuned to that. The thing with the Two of Pentacles also, it is about really being grounded and stable and not getting also stuck in an infinite loop where that you can't get out of. So I feel like this eclipse could help break you out of this infinite loop of choosing the same old things for yourself, even though they're maybe not fitting you anymore. Because remember, in the regular tarot, when he has the Two of Pentacles, it's the one where, you know, it's this infinity loop, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like this fork in the road, and the road that you eventually do take can help you break out of a cycle where, you know, you may feel like you're not getting paid enough. You may feel like it's not fitting you anymore. So I feel like a very positive change can be on the horizon for you, Libra, with this Page of Cups here. And also the Page of Cups is a very artistic energy as well. So particularly if you are in the creative arts in some way and have been thinking of ways to, how to maybe make money at your art or something like that, your creative projects, the universe could be, you know, whether you do that full time or you just do it on the side, the universe could be bringing you an opportunity to break out of a cycle where maybe you felt there weren't any opportunities, and could show you a way forward where there will be opportunities for you to get your art out into the world and maybe make some money at it. So that's another possibility here as well with these energies. But take your time. But really, I think the key here is closing out an infinite loop karmic chapter where things weren't changing at all because maybe you were afraid to make a decision. Maybe you didn't have any options. That's possible. I think this is, you know, the universe is really going to be starting to bring you some options, but it's up to you to say, hey, yeah, you know what? I don't want to be stuck in this infinite loop anymore. So I think this is very, very positive. Oh, Scorpio, big eclipse in your sign. So, of course, eclipses affect us most when they are in our own sign, but also particularly if we have a planet there. So if you are born toward the very end of Scorpio, this is a very personal eclipse to you, where you may be changing the entire direction of your life, like a major karmic I mean, there's karmic chapters and then there's karmic chapters. This may be a total purging, letting go, like major ending and a rebirth into something brand new. And that rebirth is likely to come more in the fall, like I said in the intro to my video. Now, of course, you could have your Mercury there. You could also have your Venus there, Jupiter, etc., and so on. Uranus, maybe your moon, whatever. So, wow. If you have your moon at 27, you know, anywhere I would say within 5-degree orb, either side of this 26, 27 degree mark, you are having a major emotional chapter ending. This could also have something to do with your home life, of course, because the moon rules the 4th house of home and family. So there could be a major change in the family situation, in where you're living, how you're living, who you're living with. There could be a major change involving your mother or other female relatives in your world, you know, chapters closing out and ending. If your Venus is being affected by this eclipse. And again, you would have to go to astro.com or know your chart to know, you know, the exact position of your Venus, if you have Venus in Scorpio. This could be a major change with your finances and or with your love life. Again, wrapping some karmic cycle up so that you can plant new seeds in those areas. The thing with a South Node lunar eclipse, it has a, you know, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it has this fated quality to it in terms of, especially if it's affecting one of our personal planets, the universe is moving you. If you think of yourself as a, you know, a person on a chessboard, the universe's invisible hand is moving you to another place on the chessboard. And sometimes it can feel like, especially if it's impacting our sun, our moon, our Venus, etc., it can feel like we don't have too much say in it. It can be a fated, destined, karmic kind of energy. And it can be hard, it can be challenging to trust in that when things seem to be being eliminated and going and changing, right? And there's a sense of inevitability about it, and there's a sense of finality about it. And it can be a little nerve-wracking, it can be a little scary, of course. But one of the biggest things, and this is not always easy, is to trust. It's really to trust that whatever is leaving, that the universe is removing, it's meant to not be there anymore in your life. And I know that can be challenging to accept. But what we resist persists. So if we fight against it, we're just doing harm to ourselves, in my opinion. So try to, just take a deep breath, Scorpios, all right? And if this eclipse is impacting one of your personal planets, just know that it is for a reason, because it's making space for something new to grow in that area of your life. So if the eclipse is impacting your Mercury, you may be changing your entire way of thinking about the house that Scorpio occupies in your chart, right? So your self-concept, if we're looking at the first house, your concept of self, right? You may have a totally new idea about who you want to become, what you want to do, your mode of thinking, projects you want to create, your mode of speaking, all of those things may totally and radically change. Venus, again, changes in your personal appearance, changes in, kind of like having a whole, like letting go of a lot of old clothes, a lot of old weight, a lot of old, identity, outward things that had a certain identity factor to them, letting go of all of that. So, impacting your moon, again, big emotional changes and endings, like I've already said. So, depending on, what's happening for you. But the thing is, it's not that you don't like change. Sometimes when I talk about the fixed signs and their resistance to change, people write in the comments like, oh, but I like change, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. People are not understanding what I am saying. Fixed energy, it's just fixed energy in general does not like to have to make changes. It's fixed. Once it's made up its mind, it doesn't want to move. It doesn't want to, it's like, all right, let me just hang out. So for fixed sign energy, which is Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, it can be hard at first to get on board with a change, especially one that may be being instigated by the universe and is not self-generated. So, again, what we resist persists. So I encourage Scorpio, you're a fixed energy. Try to just roll as best as you can with whatever these energies are that are coming out. And know that, yes, you are in charge also of the new. How is the new going to be regenerated or generated in your life? How are you going to rebuild yourself? We're talking about the first house here. How are you going to reconstitute yourself, rebuild yourself? How are you going to be the phoenix rising from the ashes? That's under your control. How the universe moves the piece on the chessboard is up to the universe. But then you, of course, it's about how you respond to that and how you recreate yourself. So keep that in mind. All right, let's see what we got for you, Scorpios. Scorpios. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got some justice, baby. Got some Libra justice and the 9 of Cups. And this Page of Cups has been popping in, and I shuffle. All right, so I love this for you. This is karmic justice. That's what we're talking about here. Some situation that has been, that you have considered a part of your identity. Some situation, whatever it might be. It could be the place where you were living. It could be, how you've been dressing. It could be a job. It could be, something else. I don't know, a marriage, a relationship. Whatever has been a source of identity for you that is now changing, leaving, morphing, ending, whatever, that is to rebalance the karmic scales. It needs to go. Now, in general, again, whatever area this is affecting for you, it's going to help you bring balance to your life and actually help you call in something better. 9 of Cups in that area of your life. So I like specific examples. I'll give a personal example, right? Y'all know I got Scorpio in my chart. I got a Scorpio moon. So, or if you don't know, you know now. So of course, my moon is not near that degree, but let's just work with that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, y'all know that I moved out of my house. I sold my house. I just sold my house. I sold my house a week ago. So that's very much the eclipse energy. That house was my identity for 20 years. All right. So rebalancing that, letting that go. And you watch the video about I talked about how lightning hit my house and all that. I'm finally wrapping my head around having to let go of that house. That video somewhere on my channel. This is helping, this is going to help me manifest a better place. 9 of Cups, a place that's going to be more aligned for my energy and the new things I want to create in my life, including more personal relationships, personal significant relationships, more creative energy, Page of Cups. So that's, rebalancing the scales and the identity changing to bring in something better. So think about that in your own life of some sort of situation that has become part of your identity and how to rebalance your energy and to call in something better for yourself that speaks to the new you and the things that you've been going through. You're coming out the other side of that, calling in the new that is more aligned for you. That's what this is here, in my opinion. And also because this is your 12th house of the subconscious, this Libra energy. I feel with this energy, you've had a lot of things going on beneath the surface that have been being released from your consciousness. So there's been a real up-leveling of your energy. I think the next piece is to have that up-leveling happen in the outward concrete reality. It's been happening in the subconscious, in your energy field. Now it's going to start happening in concrete reality. So be of good faith and good cheer. The 9 of Cups is here. Oh, wasn't that a beautiful rhyme? Because this is about the happiness and the wish fulfillment. And I know that can be hard to remember when we're in the midst of the karmic rebalancing and things are leaving our lives. But the universe always provides. What is this rhyming I'm doing with you, Scorpio? The universe always does provide, and it is going to bring in something better for you. This 9 of Cups. So I love this for you. I think also Cancer season is going to be interesting with this Page of Cups. I know this is Pisces energy, but I think our next water sign season, there could be the first seeds, the first little sprouts, the first seedlings coming up with this new reality that is going to start manifesting for you. So Sagittarius, this full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 12th house. Okay, so this is a very interesting place to have a lunar eclipse, especially a full moon lunar eclipse like this, because this really speaks to a major karmic chapter ending of maybe recognizing some ways that you've been sabotaging yourself and letting those go once and for all. Or ways that you have been perhaps sacrificing yourself and having that be very detrimental to your well-being. Okay, so depending on your personal situation. So 12th house is things hidden behind the scenes, the subconscious. It is a house associated with Pisces in general, which it can be about sacrifice, martyrdom in its lower vibration. So I really feel there could be some major revelations and situations where you see very clearly that full moon. You see very clearly what you got to stop doing so that you can set yourself up for success. Where you've been really kind of, sabotaging yourself, honestly. So, and then of course it depends on what area of your life we're talking about. you know, that's going to be personal to each individual. But I feel like this is a very important eclipse that could really help you majorly shift some energy in your life that's been tripping you up for a while. All right, let's see what we got for you, Saggies. All right, let's see. Saggies. We got the Page of Wands. Oh, and we got the Nine of Cups. We just had that with Scorpio, and I shuffled very carefully. And we have a Five of Swords. Okay. All right. Honestly, what I feel is that this probably goes back to when you were very young. Not necessarily childhood, although it could. Pages are the kids. But maybe even when you were a teenager. I mean, that's possible. So there could be some stuff bubbling up about maybe a little bit of, I'm gonna say not really anger issues. That's not what I want to say. I want to say mental impatience. I think some impatience and stress about getting your own way. So because we have the Five of Swords here, or rather than getting your own way, maybe we should say actualizing your potential. Maybe that's a better way to put it. But Five of Swords, I call that my daytime anxiety card. And you can see in this particular deck, this girl's crying in the corner. Again, looks like a little girl, right? And here's this other lady like, meh, 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 right? She looks a little evil here. So especially if there's some sort of, we all got baggage from childhood, but if there's something here where you had, because it's a woman in the card, so I'm just going to say a woman. If there was some energy when you were growing up that was very, very critical of you, and you kind of took on that voice, and turned it into the inner critic in some way. Like if your mother was always saying like, well, you're a procrastinator, you're never going to get anything done, you're never going to amount to anything. And, after a while, somebody says that to you often enough and you start to believe it. And, this poor girl can't do anything. She thinks she's powerless, right? So there could be something here where, again, like getting your own way, getting your own power, like actualizing what you want to do. Nine of Cups, actualizing your hopes and wishes and dreams. There could be that internal voice that's been sabotaging you. I think this full moon lunar eclipse could really help you release, recognize and release that energy once and for all so that you can manifest whatever it is you're trying to do. Nine of Cups, whatever your fondest wish is. So really take this energy on board and think about it. This is a great opportunity. I'm always about working with the energies to look at ways also where you're acting out a little bit emotionally. Page of Wands instead, because this can sometimes be immature energy that has temper tantrums. So, look at where you get frustrated and get into a temper tantrum, perhaps, rather than, this is a reaction, rather than looking at the deeper underlying issues. That's very Scorpio. Looking at the deeper issue, which is that it really has something to do with this. I would strongly advise you to look at ways you can heal and shift that inner critic voice. Because trying to not hear it or acknowledge it or whatever and just go right to the temper tantrum, it's just going to keep the cycle perpetuating, is what I feel. So, again, I just said this to Scorpio, what we resist persists. Like, don't resist this. Confront it. Use the Page of Wands to, rather than just getting mad or frustrated, use this energy to confront this and say to this energy, no, this is just a voice that I heard from when I was little or whatever. I'm not going to let it have power over me. And I'm going to take a step back, and I'm not going to get myself in a tiz or in stress or in anger or in drama. I'm going to realize where this is coming from, and I am going to use my power, my Page of Wands power, for good instead of turning it into frustrated drama. I hope this is making sense. I hope I'm making sense here. I think if you do that, you plant the seeds for greater actualization of your wishes, Sagittarius, with the 9 of Cups showing up here. So you have a great opportunity to use these energies. Capricorn, say it with me, everybody. Capricorn, all right. Full moon lunar eclipse in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, dreams, friendships, networks, and also gains. So I would say there's a potential that there is some sort of wrapping up of a karmic chapter cycle with a group of people or a friendship that was very important to you. It's not that anybody did anything bad or wrong. It could just be that there's the fork in the road and people are heading in different directions. So, you know, there could also be the wrapping up of a karmic chapter of achieving some very important goal or wish so that you can move on to the next thing. Or maybe you're getting the green light, the go ahead, the like, okay, you know, this is happening. Because of course, full moons bring things to light, and it could be that the first stage of something is being wrapped up so that the next stage can begin, you know, further development of whatever this thing is. That's possible as well. So it's not always like a big ending. It could be the end of a particular stage of something so that the next stage can come in, especially in some sort of, you know, maybe hope, wish, or dream. Got to apply the energies to your life. But I feel mostly it's probably with, you know, some sort of relationship connections that have been important to you. Pluto's almost done transiting your sign. We're in the regeneration phase of Pluto in Capricorn, except for, of course, the people born late in Capricorn who are getting Pluto over their sun. That's a different issue. But in general, we are in the regenerative phase of Pluto in Capricorn. And quite frankly, there may be certain relationships and situations in your life that aren't going to fit you or don't fit you anymore anyway. And they're not going to fit where you're going next with the next chapter of your life that is getting ready to roll out. I think there's going to be some very interesting new people coming in for you in the fall with that new moon solar eclipse. And I do feel that that is probably connected to your career. All right, so just keep that in the back of your mind. All right, Cappies, let's see what we got going on with the tarot for you. Capricorn. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. And the Star. Oh, Capricorn. Oh, and the King of Cups. Okay, well, maybe it's going to be a new love relationship. I don't know. I said new people. I really think it's with career, but all right. All right, so for me, aces are about the self. So we have you really wanting something different from your friendships, from your networks, from your connections. You also want something, you're wishing for something different, Capricorn, in your life. Now, you could be wishing for some sort of relationship, absolutely, because, you know, we have the King of Cups here. This is your 7th house of relationships, Cancer. We have the Ace of Cups here. And of course, we have the Star, which is very healing energy. So you're really maybe wishing for some sort of healing renaissance in your love life. Because remember, 11th house is hopes, wishes, and dreams as well. I feel like that is very, very possible. Again, full moon lunar eclipse, release any of the last bits of baggage from your old relationships, from your exes, whatever you got going on that's still like hanging around. Get rid of it. If you are really wanting a relationship, Capricorn, look at what we have here. That is something that absolutely can manifest for you, I would say honestly, by Aquarius season. All right, now, because remember, eclipses have a long, shelf life. So could it manifest sooner? Sure. But I would say probably, even maybe by your birthday going into Aquarius season. Very, very possible. What I love here is that I really feel this karmic chapter that's ending for you is showing you how much your heart has healed. You have been through, as we know, with Pluto and Capricorn, you have been through the ringer with a lot of situations that really hurt your heart. We don't need to go into all the specifics. You know what they are. Anyone with Capricorn rising, Capricorn moon, Capricorn sun, even Capricorn Venus, when Pluto hit those sensitive degrees of wherever those occupy in your Capricorn, everybody had something happen that was very, very heartfelt and very challenging. You're going to see this karmic chapter closing out. You're going to see how much you have healed and how much you are ready for new adventures of the heart, whatever that means for you. I find it interesting that the Aquarian energy is showing up because it's your second house of money. So I also feel that it could be personal relationship, but I also feel like there is also some new project you're going to be investing your heart and soul into. That could bring you a lot of money, the star, and could bring you a lot of fame and fortune. So, but again, it is time to wrap up the stuff that was the old dregs, the old Capricorn, the old hurts, the old worries, the old stuff. All right. Don't bring the past into your future. Look at this. It's gorgeous. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, of course, could be very important in your life, but I really think this is speaking to your 7th house of relationships. And remember, 7th house is also business partnerships. So there could be, with this situation here, and I'm getting chills down my legs big time, some beautiful new business partnership that could benefit both of you greatly and bring both of you everything that you want. Because remember, 11th house is also networks, like people. So this is fantastic no matter which way you look at this and how it applies to your life. Know that you are healed. Feel that. Feel the joy of coming out the other side, Capricorn, of a season of trials and tribulations. This lunar eclipse should really show you that. Aquarius, the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 10th house. Of career, of calling, and also of your status. Think of status updates on social media. So, are you retired? Are you self-employed? Are you married, single, divorced, etc.? So we know full moons, especially, bring things to light. Lunar eclipses can bring endings. So you may be wrapping up a major karmic cycle or chapter in your career in some way. So that you can open a door in maybe a new career or maybe retiring, whatever the case may be. You may be making a decision to leave your single status behind and accept some sort of proposal to be in a partnership. That's possible too. Remember, endings aren't always bad, right? Like, oh my God, no, it can be like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to be single anymore. I'm going to be with this hot new hunk or hunkette or whatever, whatever. So, all right, apply the energies to your life. But this is, I really do feel some sort of major shift in the energy, and also shift in terms of how you're going to be living your day-to-day life, because Jupiter is just entered your 3rd house. So I feel like there's a connection here with this Jupiterian energy where whatever is wrapping up for you is going to bring you more opportunities in your day-to-day to do certain things that maybe you've been wanting to do. So keep that in the back of your mind. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say for you, Aquarius, with these energies. The Knight of Swords and the 6 of Swords. Wow, you're making a very fast decision. Yeah, because you've had it. 9 of Wands. So there is a situation in your life that has been giving you a lot of stress and anxiety. Could be career, could be relationship, whatever it might be. 9 of Wands is a burnout card also. Like if I'm talking about career and that card comes up for me, that's burnout. You're hanging in there. You've been hanging in there because, you know, hey, we all have bills to pay, but you're kind of like over it. So whether this is that you're going to retire or you're going to go start your own business, whatever it is, I think whatever situation, could even be a personal relationship, whatever situation has caused you to just shut down, burn out, and be like, I cannot go on. It's the feeling like what I'm feeling here, because this is such quick energy, this Knight of Swords, Six of Swords, it's like, boom, we're out of here. This is like when, I bet many of us, I know I've been through this, like when you're going, you have to go to the job, right? You have to go to the job because you got to pay your bills. But you've gotten to that stage of burnout where you can barely drag your ass out of bed. Like it takes every ounce of energy you have to get the leg over the edge of the bed and put the foot down and haul yourself up. And your body feels like lead, you know, you're just like, how do I do this? That's, I think, what's going on, whether it's, you know, work or it's a personal relationship. And this eclipse, you know, eclipses bring things to a head. Look at this big full moon here. I'm out. That's what I feel. And because we have the air energy here, and that is your energy, I think you may, again, it's a general reading, but you may make a very quick decision to move on and not look back. Look at that girl. She's like, or whoever this is with this big shroud on, and all of this is behind her. And she is steering her ship towards something better, something that she can see clearly under the light of this moon. And it's a sense of relief and release. That's the Six of Swords, especially mentally. But it's also with the physical energy as well. So I'm going to say, because this can be a very tense, depending on what's going on in your life, it can be tense energy at this full moon lunar eclipse. This could be a snap decision that you make. Or other people are going to look at it like it's a snap decision. But in reality, you have been thinking that for a long time. You've been hanging in there, but it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, no, something may trigger you also, Knight of Swords, you know, and give you that little bit of kick to be like, no, I'm out. So, and then I'm going to also say, if this is maybe a personal relationship, you know, there could be a little bit of an argument. That's possible with the Knight of Swords. There could be some words, and that also seals the deal and seals the decision that you make quickly to say, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Have a nice day. So stay frosty, Aquarius. Stay cool. You got this. Pisces, the full moon lunar eclipse is happening in your 9th house of the big picture perspective of your life, of academia, of publishing, of travel, international business, all sorts of international relationships, you know, global concerns, philosophy, etc. So you could be wrapping up with some sort of major writing or publishing project. That's possible. You could be maybe wrapping up an overseas residency if you have been living abroad. You may be wrapping up some sort of academic career or schooling that you have been doing. You know, you may be wrapping up one phase of your life that has been satisfactory up to now, but you want to expand your horizons. So that situation needs to end so that you can expand your horizons. So let's see what the energies have to say for you, Pisces. Let's see. The Three of Pentacles and the Empress. Wow, 2 number 3s. And the Hierophant, which is your 3rd house. So we have 333, technically. I mean, I know this is a 5, but that is your 3rd house. Okay, wow. All right. What I'm really feeling is that this has a lot to do with expanding your horizons, and really coming up with a plan for a new plan. Because again, we're wrapping up a cycle with this lunar eclipse. Coming up with a new plan, Three of Pentacles, to nurture your creativity in those ninth house areas, whether you want to start an international business, a web-based business, whether you want to start writing a book, whether you want to start a teaching career in academia, whether you want to start doing metaphysics, or whatever here with the ninth house. This is something about coming up with a new plan to nurture your creativity on a whole other level, a deeper level, with the Empress showing up here. And also with the guide, which is your third house as well, Taurus. And this is the Hierophant. So you could be making a plan to go back to school to nurture maybe another talent you have. You could be also making a plan to become a teacher, whether, in a in a public school system, or that you're going to start your own business and teach people what you know. That's possible. Online business. Again, ninth house is about reaching the wide world. So that is about the internet. So if you've had an inkling to do that, this eclipse, ending the one thing to start the new thing, which this could be, that is a good use of that energy. It's going to take a little time because you have the Empress here. It may take 9 months for your new ninth house expanding horizons. But it is divinely guided here as well, with the Hierophant showing up. Three of Pentacles is also coming together with other people to produce a result in some way. So it is a card of craftsmanship, conviviality, working with other people who have the same interests. So there also could be something like that where you join a group of people that help nurture and support one another, the Empress, to achieve their goals, especially in terms of third house things like writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales, that type of thing. So this is very, very favorable for you. Also, the North Node and Uranus are moving through Taurus right now. So there could be some opportunities to, again, the sense of collectively working with not a lot of other people, but maybe a small team to really lift each other up and help one another out to bring new opportunities to one another, kind of like a mastermind group. All right, so something like that where the key is the Empress here, where you all are on the same level and you all nurture one another's talents and abilities, and in so doing, lift, rising tide lifts all boats. It's like that type of thing. So y'all lift each other up collectively, and you can help each other manifest the goals that you desire in this ninth house area. So this could be even a study group. If you're in academia and you're studying for your law degree, or you're studying, something that's really intense that you got to have a lot of knowledge, or medical degree, something like that, having that study group for all of those terms and all of that knowledge, you've got to retain it. That's not easy. So that would be very helpful as well. If you're involved in that type of situation, you're going to get more accomplished in this ninth house area for your life by, as I keep saying, by being associated with other people, Pisces. So reach out, make those connections, and I think that they will really benefit you. There could also be, I feel maybe in the fall with that new moon solar eclipse, there could be a new teacher, a new mentor, a new guide coming in for you. Also possibly a new contract in any of these areas, writing, speaking, teaching, networking, sales, as a result of what you start doing over the next couple of months. So this is fantastic energy. So look to ways where you can come up with a new plan for yourself in this ninth house area, and reach out and connect with people who have similar goals to yours and work together. So thank you so much for joining me for this big karmic energy forecast for the full moon and Scorpio lunar eclipse. It was my pleasure to deliver the messages for you. And if you found the content valuable, please do consider hitting that thumbs up and the subscribe button if you're not already part of the channel. It would really help me help out the channel and help push the video out to more people who could benefit from its messages. I love you guys. Take care. Stay cool with this energy. It's a little intense, but you got this. All right. Love you guys. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde signing out.